Hey, what's up, fantasy owners? It is Paul Greco, and it is Fantasy Pros 911. Paul's preseason picks, and we move now from the catchers and first basemen and take a look at second basemen for your 2011 season. And when you talk about second baseman, especially when you're talking about the positions up the middle, we primarily are looking for stolen bases out of that position. Times have changed, and there aren't as many stolen base guys as you may think. Last year, when you take a look at some of the top guys, there was only really three second baseman that stole 20 bases or more. Ben Zobrist with 24, Sean Figgins with 42, and Ryan the Riot with 20. So the position has changed a little bit, and so must your thinking on second baseman. Now, as we prepare for the 2011 season, guys at the top we know about. Robinson Cano, arguably the number one second baseman, and to me, I think he got robbed. And I'm not trying to quote any, Yankee Nation guys out there, but I think he got robbed of the MVP a year ago. But you take a look at a guy like Robinson Cano, this guy could be just as good as any of the outfielders that you take. That's why he's a perennial first-round pick this year in 2011. Look for this guy to get you close to 30 home runs, drive in over 100 RBI, and this is the guy that won't steal you many bases, but the batting average will help with probably about a 310 plus batting average. Now, a guy that we're looking to bounce back, and I know he's 32 years old, but that's Chase Utley. Look for Chase Utley to get back to that 25-plus home run cap, as well as 100-plus RBI. And this is another second baseman that theoretically won't kill your batting average. You'll probably hit somewhere close to 280, maybe 285, but nothing more out of a guy like Chase Utley. Now, the second tier of second baseman is where it gets interesting. You can have the debate. Is it Dustin Pedroia? Is it Ian Kinsler? They both sat there and had injuries last year. To me, I'm looking for a guy that's got the capability for 2020, and that's why I take Ian Kinsler ahead of a guy in Dustin Pedroia. Now, I know Ian Kinsler hasn't played more than 140 games, but maybe once or twice in his career, but I'm looking for Ian Kinsler to be that 2020 guy this year in 2011 to help your fantasy team. Now, let's not fret on a guy in Dustin Pedroia. We know what he brings to the table. This is a guy that will help your batting average, will hit over 300, is a guy that can get you close to 20 home runs. I'm not sure if he's going to get you over 20 home runs, but if this is the guy that can get you 17, 18, 19 home runs, you have to be happy. He's hitting in a perennial great offense with the additional Carl Crawford and Adrian Gonzalez. So there's plenty of potential for runs scored and RBI out of a guy in Dustin Pedroia. The next set, we go down to the tier 3, Dan Uggla. New ballpark, new team, crappy environment. I mean, this is a guy that's hit over 350 at Turner Field in his career. And this is going to be a guy, once again, that if you're looking for home runs, if you miss out on one of those top 4 guys, Dan Uggla to me is a guy that can hit you 30-plus home runs, driving 100-plus RBI, and hit you around 270. And that's not going to kill your batting average. That's about where you want to be come the end of the season. 270, between 270, 280 is going to be keeping you in probably the top 4 or 5 in your league. Now, Martin Prado, the former second baseman for the Atlanta Braves, is going to have second base eligibility, which can help your fantasy team. I'm looking for him to hit close to 20 home runs. This is a guy that's going to get between 70 and 80 RBI. And Martin Prado is one of those section pits. And I know Patrick DiCaprio likes Martin Prado a lot. Now, once we get out of that, Ricky Weeks. And every year you probably hear myself, Lenny Melnick, talk about how much we love ourselves a little bit of Ricky Weeks. Well, this is the year that we see him fly on the base paths. Finally, right? Ron Renicky has come in now as a new manager for the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm looking for Ricky Weeks to finally get to that 2020 cap, something we were expecting a year ago, but just never developed. Look for Ricky Weeks to hit 25-plus home runs. Look for him to steal 20-plus stolen bases. The thing that will hurt you is in the batting average, which you'll have to look to make up in other positions. Aaron Hill looks to bounce back. Ben Zobrist looks to bounce back. Both of these guys had terrible seasons this year. Aaron Hill, though, still eclipsed 25-plus home runs a year ago. I look for him to do the same, but it was that batting average on balls in play that killed him. 100 points less than his career average, so you have to sit there and really knock out the average from a year ago. Look for Aaron Hill this year. I don't think he's going to be that bad. I think a 250, 260 is going to be kind of where he's at this year. So look for Aaron Hill to bounce back batting average-wise. The power will still be there. Now, Brian Roberts. Classic case last year, plays 59 games, had a great comeback when he came back from that back injury, but I'm going to let you know it's a little secret. I'm here in Baltimore right now, and he's already having problems, is what they're talking about here in Baltimore. If there's any second baseman I'm telling you to stay away from this year, it's going to be Brian Roberts. the numbers could be astronomical, right? This is a guy that can hit you 15 home runs. This is a guy that can steal you 30 bases. This guy's 32 years old. He's got back problems. I'm 36. I got back problems, and I'm not an athlete, and I sit there and wake up every single morning with back pain. I can only imagine what he's going through each and every day. And word is, he's already going in for tests on that back and had left yesterday, Wednesday, and went and got some tests done already. So keep an eye on that. If you're looking over at Roto World, RotoWire, places that aggregate player news, take a look at that and keep an eye on it. Guys that I like, guys that if you're in your drafts late and you're looking for power, right? You're looking to make up power. There are a few guys that I'm looking at. I'm looking at Gordon Beckham, who I will tell you right now is going to be my breakout second baseman of the year. I'm looking for this guy to hit close to 25 home runs. He's got that type of potential, driving over 85 RBI, and is a guy that can get you between 10 and 15 stolen bases. And if he can hit 270, 275, I think it's going to be great, especially after the year he had last year with only 9 home runs and 49 RBI. Kelly Johnson. Love Kelly Johnson. This is a guy, again, 20-plus home runs, get you over 70 RBI, and is a guy that's not going to kill your batting average. He's going to hit you about 280. Neil Walker. Neil Walker is going to bat either third or fourth for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I know over the past few years, when we said things like Pittsburgh Pirates, it's been pretty much suckalicious. This team is not going to be that bad, fantasy-wise. From an offensive perspective, I like Neil Walker a lot. I look for Neil Walker to hit over 20 home runs. I think this is a guy that has 25 potential. You take a look at his minor league numbers, and the power numbers are there. The doubles are there. That's why I'm looking for him. If he's batting third or fourth to have between 20 and 25 home runs, this is the guy that you can steal. Yes, you will steal this guy late because not many people know about Neil Walker except for you guys that are listening right now. Also, Danny Espinosa. This is a kid coming up with the Washington Nationals. This guy's got power and speed and has the potential to go 15 home runs and 20-plus stolen bases. He will kill you in the batting average, but again, depending on your statistics and the categories you've filled already, it may not hurt. Finally, Ty Wigington. I love me some Ty Wigington. This is the guy you put in your middle infield that has corner eligibility as well as up the middle eligibility and second base ability. This is a guy that can get you close to 20 home runs. And let's face it, Todd Helton has seen his better days, and Ty Wigington is going to be that guy that's going to fill in when he needs it. So Ty Wigington is one of those classic cases you can get late that's going to be a bench role player, probably to start, but come midsummer could sit there and put you and help bolster you to your championship once he gets in your lineup. And finally, a guy in Mark Ellis. I'm not talking a ton of home runs, but this guy's got double-digit home run potential, possibly double-digit stolen bases, and won't kill your batting average. Now, if you're looking for stolen base potential late in your draft, and we're talking late, guys like Ryan the Riot, once again, is the guy that's got 20-plus stolen base capability. If Eric Young Jr. can find a way to get at least 300 at-bats this year, at least 300, he has the potential to steal between 25 and 40. I know that's a huge gap. It's a huge gap, kind of like the one between Patrick DiCaprio's teeth. But it's okay. It's okay. The more at-bats he gets, the more times he gets on base, the more stolen bases this guy will have. This guy has got plus speed, and once he gets on the base pass, watch out. And finally, Sean Rodriguez. This is a guy that could probably get you 15 stolen bases, not getting drafted in a lot of drafts. He's going to kill you in the average, but again, depending on the league you're playing in, we will help you as far as the stolen bases. So there you have it. We're talking stolen bases. We're talking home runs at the second base position. Second base no longer looked at as a place where you can potentially, sucker in some stolen bases. It has changed. We see more power at a second base, so you're going to have to look for stolen bases, probably more in the outfield than at the second base position. Don't forget, you can download the digital draft guide, which has all our updated rankings. You get them updated each and every week for not $5, not $4, not $3, but $1. Yes, $1 gets you over 80 pages of fantastical information. Plus, it keeps you updated with all our latest rankings, all our latest dollar values. And when you go to the draft, it's not taking that clunky, crappy piece of junk paper guide that's been outdated since December. You go in there with an up-to-date draft guide. So I want to thank you guys for checking it out. We'll start breaking down the shortstop, third baseman, outfielders, pitchers, relief pitchers. Right here it is Paul's preseason picks, and we'll see you on the other side when we're talking shortstops.